Greetings and welcome back to Smartwatch Ticks. We're a YouTube channel on the web at smartwatchticks.com. I want to talk to you about shoes. You think I do smartwatches? Yeah, I do, but I want to talk to you about shoes. I'm looking at all the comments and I get you guys saying, what watch do you wear every day? What's your daily driver? Recommend a watch, the watch, my watch for under $50, under $100, green, blue, whatever. The one watch. How many of you guys own one pair of shoes? That's what I thought. Well, me either. And you don't need just one watch. This you're about to see is not the catch-all, does-everything watch. This is a really nice fitness watch, sports watch, dress watch. Does the basic stuff in a nice compact package, and it sells for about 25 bucks. That's what we're talking about now. Going to show you this and a few other inexpensive watches that can do most everything you want from a basic watch that you might want to consider for when you dress up and go out on the town. It's not going to replace your Samsung or your Apple or your LG, but it certainly can do wonders for you to have a nice dress-looking smartwatch. Now, this is Rundoing, and they're giving us some fine products to look at. We're looking at somewhere around $25. I don't know if I can match that anniversary price for you, but we'll see what we can do with a coupon in the show notes. Anyway, only a couple of bucks different. Let's just call it 25 roughly. And inside this NY03 smartwatch, you've got the basic stuff. It is waterproof, they're declaring. It's got a basic 240 by 240 screen, a little bit 1.3 inch, a little bit of memory. Really nothing to write home about, nothing earth-shaking, nothing changing the marketplace. But as a nice dress watch in a nice presentation box for a gift or for yourself, it's an elegant-looking, working smartwatch. This happens to be the gold one. Indeed, look at that beauty. Really nice. It's now got a brushed back to it and edge with a shiny rim around bezel. You've got a cover, and it's reminding us to charge before using, and we definitely will do that. Wow, that is on there. You've got this beveled glass edge, deep dark black screen before you turned it on, wrapped bands, charging port, heart rate monitor, totally sealed for waterproof protection. Can you imagine about 3 years ago to even see something like this on the market, let alone for about 25 bucks? Yeah, me either. This is a keeper. It's a nice one. Let's see what else we got in the box. Comes, of course, with the 2-pin charging connector, which is your standard magnetic coupled 50-50 chance, huh? Why do I always get it wrong on the video? There we go. How strong is it? Strong enough to hold the watch. That's my test of strength. We do things old school here. Sorry about that. Doesn't scratch. Good glass. You've got a screen protector if you want to put that on. And again, these are made of plastic. So you put that on, you get some scratches and dings. It'll just be on the protector. But the experience I've had with these watches, you generally don't scratch the surface of them too easily. But if you want extra protection, you've got a screen protector. And of course, the multi-language user's guide, which we will page through here briefly for you. Now, one of the other things that's really cool about this watch is the tethering app. And the earlier ones were using a fairly crude tethering app, but they've been migrating recently to H-band. Now, I've done several reviews of the tethering process of wearables with H-band. I'm not going to do that in today's quick review. So if you want more detail about how the app actually works, check the show notes. I'm going to have links to other videos, and they're queued up right to the point where I start talking about the app itself. So you can learn by watching 2 or 3 of the others, because I talk a little bit differently in each of them. But if you want to study the app, you can download it right now from the Google Play Store. Just look for the app, or look in the show notes down below here, and I'll have a direct link over to it as well. We got text and pictures giving you an idea of the layout of this watch and how it works. If there's anything you want to study in the manual ahead of time in more detail, just freeze frame your YouTube here. At the resolution we've got, it should be readable on most screens. It might be a little tight on your phone depending on your eyes, but you can... You guys can set up that triple tap and zoom thing in accessibility, and it'll even work on YouTube. So on your watch, on your phone, go to your accessibility settings and turn on the zoom thing feature. And you can triple tap and hold and scroll all around on your screen and see things that otherwise are too small to read. All right, we've got it all going, and I'm going to take their advice and charge it up before I even turn it on. Plus, I'm going to take it out of its plastic wrapping and adjust the band here to fit my wrist. The way you do this, by the way, you get something like a toothpick. Well, that might not be strong enough. A little screwdriver or something. And you go in here from this direction and you angle it down to pop this thing up. Then you slide this whole unit up. And you see there's these little slats in here. You slide it back and forth until it lands in one of those. And then you press this down. Sometimes you have to use a bit of force to get it to go all the way back down again, but it'll adjust it to one of these different positions. Then you put it on your arm and you try it. You wrap it over, you bring this under, you bring this up, and this thing should hook right there and close right there. And oh, lucky me! It's sized just right. Okay, let's get this thing charged. Well, let's turn it on, pressing the only button on it right here on the front, holding it down. It says yellow, and then changes to hello, and comes up with a watch face that's giving us our calories, step count, and it looks like current heart rate. There's a little animated rotating globe, battery power, charge level, date, and of course, the time. When we tap once on the button, we get to this graphic. I'll keep coming back because it's going to blip out. It's showing you your total steps walked, but it's got this interesting bar graph thing going, which shows you the percentage of your goal completed. You set that goal in the tethering app, and then you can just glance down and see, are you halfway there or just started? You also get the conversion of calories and distance based on your step count, and that's in that screen there. When you go to the next screen, check this out. Now we're in the heart rate screen. It does more than calculate your heart rate, which it's doing right now by just pausing on this screen. It's going to give us our last heart rate in beats per minute, and it's going to show you our current one. But look at this. This is a scatter graph over the last 24 hours, I believe. 12, 18, 24. 24 hours of dots representing your heart rate. Now, that first whole bunch of 5 or 6 hours there, that was when I was doing a video, which you either have seen or haven't. It's been posted, or I'm not sure the order. But there was a video today on Alrod's custom watch faces for Android watches, and a little bit of a discussion of updates to the Limfo LEM9 watch. 2-hour-long video. That's me sitting on my can doing that video. Then there's some dots when I went out to get some exercise and stretch my brain a little bit. So the dots represent the heart rate that you just went out on, pinging regularly on a continuous heart rate monitoring watch in a graph format that you can just look down and statistically see how well your heart's doing. Again, when you pause on the screen, it starts all over, acquires your heart rate, a beginning number, and then it adjusts it up and down, averaging it out over time to get you a more accurate heart rate. If you tap it a second time at any time during that reading, you go into the blood pressure reading mode. Now here, it's got an animated graphic. You leave it on the screen. You don't have to press again to activate it. Just by landing on the screen, it's going to start calculating your systolic and diastolic heart rate, which of course, 1, you should take quietly, which is impossible for Mr. Tix. 2, you should have your arm like at heart level, which is a bit of a challenge when I'm videotaping. And 3, I'm going to pause this thing and take it quietly and then start it up for you so you can see. If you don't do it right, you get a bunch of X's. There, that's better. That's Uncle Tix's systolic, diastolic blood pressure on the watch, transferable to the app when you tether. Hit it again, and there's your last night's sleep stuff. I didn't sleep with this one, which I wish I would have, because it looks like it's going to give you some pretty sophisticated data there in terms of deep sleep and light sleep and some sleep quality stars and stuff. And it times out quickly because this is one of those long battery life watches, so it doesn't leave anything on for very long. The next screen now is when you press and hold. This is the sports thing. It's a one-trick pony watch for that. You're not getting basketball and badminton and lovemaking that we see on some of the watches. You're getting just one entry only, and it's giving you timed step count, okay? You step count, your heart rate, and calories burned based on some formula, estimating what you might be doing. It looks like you're running. There's the current time in the upper corner, really tiny, but you do get the time on this display, and it times out the screen, but it stays in that mode. So you're out there working out, the screen goes off to save battery, and you just tap it to bring it back for a few seconds to see how you're doing, what the time of day is, what your elapsed time is, and how your heart rate's doing, okay? When you're finished with that, now you long press. If you catch it there, okay. And then there's the pause, and you can press and hold on that one, and that puts it in pause mode, but it's still running. If you want to play, like you're taking a water break or something and you don't want to interrupt it, there's your results. We ran it for 1 minute. Here, once you're on the play icon, then you press and hold, and that will put it back into play mode, which if you tap it quickly will show you it's still running again. You with me? To get out of it completely, you tap it on this one, and now you press and hold, and that saves it and exits and gets you back to the main screen, of which there's one more button, and that's to turn the watch off. When you're back on the watch face, you press and hold on the watch face, and you get your version information, and back to the watch face. And as far as changing watch faces, if that's feasible with this watch, it would be handled through the app then, where you would be able to push new watch faces to the app. It cycles around simply by touching the button to all of those different functions, and turns off when you press and hold here. So that's it. It's called the Rundoing NY03. It's a dress watch with a really nice gold watch, I believe 22 millimeters, so you can pop it off and put it on your high-end looking watches if you want a nice gold watch band to go with it. For about the price of a band by itself, you can get the whole watch, coming in around $25. We've got a link in the show notes for you to pick it up from Rundoing. They bring us some really great products. Again, waterproof, sealed, really nice design, really thin watch, an all-around general nice-looking dress watch. Thanks for subscribing. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.